let me see. First Esdras chapter 4, and I'm gonna start at 37. Wine is wicked, the king is wicked, women are wicked, all the children of men are wicked, and such are all their wicked works, and there is no truth in them. In their unrighteousness also they shall perish. As for the truth, it endureth, and is always strong. It liveth, and it conquereth forevermore. With her there is no accepting of persons or rewards, but she doeth the things that are just, and refraineth from all unjust and wicked things. And all men do well like of her works, and that's what I want to point out. All men that do well, you know what I mean, they love the truth, man. You know what I mean? They don't despise it. You know what I mean? So that's really what I wanted to highlight, but I had to read the whole thing in order for it to make sense. All men that do well, you know what I mean, they like the works of the truth, man. So we're gonna get into another verse real quick. Luke chapter 6 verse 26, and these are words from Christ in red, and it says, woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets, man. You know, so these guys, you know, their fathers spoke, you know, they spoke well to the false prophets, man. So everybody that's complimenting you, everybody that's, you know what I mean, saying well things about you, you don't always, you know, you have to watch out for people like that, that they're always, you know what I mean, everybody likes them, you know what I mean, everybody has something good to say about them, you know. He's saying woe unto you, man, because these same people, you know, they you know, they praise the men that were lying to them, man. I mean, these men that were lying to them were highly esteemed, man. They spoke well of the people that was lying to them. And you know, in the Bible, you know, Israel had a tendency to you know, gravitate more to the false prophets that spoke smooth words onto them, man. So he's saying woe unto these guys, man. So let's keep going, man. We're gonna find another verse, man. Luke chapter 11 verse 47, and it says, woe unto you, for ye build the sepulchres of the prophets, and your fathers killed them. So, you know, once again, woe unto you, that means that's nothing good, man, when Christ says that, you know what I mean? And you know, the sepulchres is basically like a fancy grave, man, you know, a fancy tomb. And you know, these guys are building these things right now, you know what I mean, for the prophets, you know, and he's saying, you know, your fathers killed them, man. So he's saying, you know, these guys are basically hypocrites, man. You know what I mean? Because when these guys were alive, you know, your fathers, you know, they despised them, they cursed them, they persecuted them, they treated them like crap. But now that they died, you see that you know, they're showing reverence to them, man. You know, they're respected now when they're in the grave. You know, and 9 times out of 10, if these guys were still here, these same people would be hating on them if they were still alive, man. You know. And a lot of times that we see that, you know, still going on in our society today. We have you know, you have leaders that, you know, that were hated when they were alive, man. You know, despised, man. You know what I mean? Treated like crap. But as soon as they passed away, you know, as soon as they got put into the grave, you know, that's when they you know, everybody want to respect them. Oh yeah, he was a good man. Yeah, let's give him a statue. Let's give him a name on a boulevard. You know, he's saying woe unto you, man, because if these guys were still here, you know what I mean, you guys will, you know what I mean, you guys will be killing them, and you'll be giving them hell, just like you did to the false prophets, man. I mean, that's like you did to the prophets, you know. And you know, and back to the previous verse that I showed you guys, you know what I mean, you know, these same men, they praised the false prophets, man. They spoke well of them, you know. You know, and the Most High says woe unto you right then again there too. So you see how connected those two, you know what I mean? Woe unto you, man. You know, and it's like the same thing, man. Like, and matter of fact, like a good example of that is you look at Kanika Jenkins, man. You know, when she was alive, you know, these guys were gang stalking her. You know, they didn't care about her, man. But as soon as she passed, you know what I mean? Now you see all these people coming out the woodwork talking about, oh man, how could they do this stuff to her? You know what I mean? Oh, she was a good girl, her friends is crap. But nine times out of 10, if that girl was in the neighborhood, and I mean, and she was a TI, You know what I mean? These guys wouldn't give a damn about her, man. You know what I mean? They wouldn't care about her. You know what I mean? But look what happened when she died. You know, when she died, you know what I mean? Everybody, they were sad, you know, crying, outraged, but when she was here, when she was alive, look at what they did to her, man. Look at what they did to her, you know what I mean? Everybody around her knew, and look at what they did. So, people are fake, man. I mean, they do things just for clout, you know what I mean? They're not going to stand on anything unless, you know what I mean? They have 1,000 other people, you know what I mean? Standing up, you know what I mean? That's when they're going to join in, you know what I mean? They got 100,000 other people just, you know what I mean, ready to stand up. That's when they're going to stand in, but they're not going to stand up, you know what I mean? They're not going to stand up on their own, man. So that's a coward, man. That's a coward. Now we're going to get into, you know what I mean, a coward real quick. So right here, if you can't beat them, join them, man. And if you have anybody, man, anybody that try to justify this quote right here, you know what I mean, get away from them, man, because, you know what I mean, that's not your friend. You know what I mean? That's not your friend, that's the enemy. Because when the going gets rough, I mean, they're going to join the other side, man. You know what I mean? Any chance of losing, they're going to join the other side. But a warrior is going to stand 10 toes down and endure and grind it out with you. And that's basically what's going on. When the people going to join whatever side, you know what I mean, the odds are more in their favor. You know what I mean, even if it's the wrong thing that they're doing, you know what I mean? Even if they don't agree, they're going to join that side. And you don't want people like that around you, man. You don't. You know what I mean? You don't. Or even just to save themselves, man, they're gonna join the other side. And you don't want people like that around you, man. Because trust me, I've seen it now, man. I've seen it when the pressure gets turned up. You know what I mean, you guys have probably seen it too. When the pressure gets turned up, you see a lot of people fold, man. And you know what I mean, I was blessed enough to see, the true colors of people, man. When you know what I mean, when that pressure gets put on them. And you don't want people like that around you, man, because they'll do it again if you let them back into your life. You know what I mean? What makes you think they're not gonna do it again? You know what I mean?